Welcome to the American Business Podcast. I'm Kevin Deveci and welcoming you episode 107. Today, December 5th. And today's number is 7.5 million. That's the number of students between the ages 3 and 21 who receive special education in the US. Speaking of special education, we have a great guest today. I'm going to invite our guest to our virtual stage and we'll get the conversation started. Hello, Luba. Welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thanks for having me.
Thank you very much for being with us. Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
How is your week going so far?
Very busy, and it's freezing here today in Philly.
So you are based in Philadelphia?
Yes.
Okay, so that sounds great. Well, yeah, it must be cold, absolutely. Well, it's very nice meeting you. Thank you very much for being with us in the American Business Podcast. And it is important that we had this conversation with you today because what you do is very important. And also, we love to learn from you today in terms of what you do and your professional background. So thank you for being with us, and it's very nice meeting you. As a start, would you please introduce yourself and your organization to our audience and to our listeners?
So I'm Luba Patlak, and I'm a speech language pathologist. I'm the founder and owner of Kidology Inc., and we're a pediatric private care clinic that services ages birth to 21 in speech therapy, occupational therapy, physical therapy, and behavior services. We've been open for a decade, and we've been able to help over 120,000 families over the last 10 years. It's been an incredible journey, and I'm so proud of what we do every day because just yesterday, even a mom came to me and she said, we've been here for a couple of years. They have 3 girls. And she's like, at some point I wanted to give up. I didn't think we could get the services that we needed. But thanks to you, to Kidology, to us, they were able to continue working, and the kids have all made so much progress. So that's what it's worth. And that's what we do every day. We help families.
Yes, what you do is very important. I'm very familiar with special education myself. And to me, it's a really holy job, if you ask me. You got to love it. You got to believe in it. And it's really special. And I can imagine the connection that you have with families who have children that need special needs. So I appreciate this conversation. Absolutely. Tell us about your career journey. How did you get started? How your career journey has unfolded over the years?
Actually, originally I wanted to be a broadcast journalist. So I was going to be on TV, and I wanted to, speak about news and write. And I think that ability to communicate with people is what led me here. I was looking for, something bigger eventually. My parents kept calling journalism a hobby, but I guess that's because we're Eastern European. And if you're not a doctor or a lawyer, like, what are you even doing? Where's the money? Yeah. But I did live in New York. I graduated with a degree in broadcast journalism. And then after living there for some time, my parents asked me to move back home. And I took up a master's degree, which was for communication sciences and disorders, and then got a master's degree in speech language pathology. And it's been a long road, but then here we are a decade later, post-degree, and I have this business.
How is your day-to-day work experience? What are the exciting and challenging parts of your work?
My day-to-day work experience has evolved a lot. I went from seeing patients the whole day, every day, and being in my car, driving from school to school or home to home. And today, a decade into a business, I am the proud founder and visionary of the company, and I sit as the director. I am also a lead speech pathologist. So if there is a need to evaluate or treat a client, on the rare occasion, I do jump in to do that, but my day-to-day revolves around working with the business. So I meet with teams. We have a variety of coordinators here. We have a marketing director. We have a finance team. We have authorization supports. We have front desk teams. So there is a large administration to work with day-to-day as far as the business running, outside of therapists and children being seen, the behind the scenes. So that is what I do day to day. I take phone calls. I look for new contracts. Sometimes I drive the bus. We have a Kidology bus. So I go out into the community with the bus to see where there are new groups of people that might need our help. But everything I do revolves around the growth and vision of the company.
Sounds like you are very close to the community.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, must be the reason of your success. But I have to ask you, what is the most important reason of your success? It was actually my next question.
I think that the biggest reason of my success is that I do everything with heart. When I'm a speech pathologist, I work with heart. I put that heart into the community, like you said. I put that heart into the business, and I drive my day to day life with my heart because that's just my name means love, and maybe that's what it stems from. But I really care about what I do and the people that are around it.
Luba means love in
Yeah,
Russian.
in
Oh
Russian,
wow,
любовь,
that's
любовь.
lovely. That's interesting. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
great. It makes a lot of sense. Well, so well, let's talk about the special needs education industry a little bit. How do
yeah.
you see the industry in general based on your professional observation and experience? What are the challenges of the industry that you are observing in general?
I think over the last 10 years, especially owning, I've seen a big change in what's happened. So early on, I think autism has become a lot more prominent. It's recognizable more, there's more information. If you even look at autism from the time, 30 years ago, it was kind of like something's wrong, it was hidden, people didn't understand. Then more information came. People started to expose that. Let's help people. Oh my God, so many people have autism. Then it's like, well, what's causing the autism? Then came all of these crazy accusations. Is it vaccines? Is it this? Is it that? So then the medical community gets involved. And over this last decade, I think that special needs and autism and post COVID, selective mutism, children having developmental concerns in speech and articulation because there was masks when they were small, the evolvement of special needs has grown, not only because more kids are identified, but just because of what's happened in the world. And sadly, it's not something that's getting smaller, but there is more support, thankfully, like companies like myself who are able to help families. And in a global perspective, multidisciplinary businesses, you're going to find a lot of single speech therapy or single physical therapy, but we do all of the things in one place. So that's unique. So we're able to help. But I think that overall, special needs in that regard, there is a growing need. But even with the growing need, I feel like the government doesn't always understand. And even recently, here in Pennsylvania, we were fighting to get approvals for the next year, for the next fiscal year for funding, and they wanted to cut it. How does that put a company like myself? There's individuals who are working in my business, their lives have become more expensive, they want more money. We're paying them a certain amount, already a higher amount because their job is very challenging. They have higher degree of education, and then the government's going to come and cut it. How does that work? I can't cut people's money. So it's challenging, it's heartbreaking because I think a lot of people don't really see this for what it is. And there's a big need. It's not just because somebody's kid said the letter wrong. There's different severities of needs, and there's kids who really need help and parents who need the support. And I will fight every day to make sure we get those things. But sadly, I wish that I could talk face to face with the government and be like, hey, come to my center for a week and see, because then you'll never say no again.
Yes, I hope this podcast will be a great platform for this conversation and put the word out. Because when it comes to special needs and autism spectrum, every single student or child is different. They have a special need
Everyone.
individually. That's why they put together their individual education plans. So
Yes.
IEDs. So in that sense, there needs to be a really close education and care to these children. And
Yes.
to your point earlier, in terms of autism spectrum, so is it because it's increasing because there is more recognition nowadays, or because of the lifestyle, what we eat, what we drink, has it also had an impact on
I am
autism cases, you think?
Yes, you've hit the nail on the head. I'll be honest with you. I just was traveling in Europe on vacation with my family, and my smallest son. I have three children. My smallest son, he has eczema, and he has allergies to certain foods. But there, he didn't have it. He didn't spark. So he's allergic sometimes to dairy if he has too much, gluten, and eggs. So three prominent things. I mean, gluten's in breads, chips, cereals, and dairies in everything. Eggs is in everything. And
Yes. Okay, we are
oh,
listening.
is everything
Yes,
okay?
everything's okay. Yeah,
He
that sounds good.
he did so well there in Europe, and when we arrived back home, I'm seeing that his skin is flaring up again, and it's so devastating because in the United States, for whatever reason, the FDA approved over the years a lot of not so healthy things. And we consume them. We consume them pregnant, we consume them, the fathers consume them, and then, here you're birthing a child and it's all in your body. Yes, I feel it plays into it. I'm not a scientist, I'm not a nutritionist even, but I do see day to day what goes on. And even in my children, I tend to go to a European market to purchase cereal because it doesn't have the same ingredients. It doesn't have red dye that is going to jeopardize their health. It has things dyed with beet coloring and natural products. And that's sadly, when you're over consuming all of those things over time, it does affect your body. I look and pay attention to what we're eating, and I'm trying my best for wholesome foods for my kids, but they want to eat snacks. They're kids. But I will tell you, for autism, it is strikingly visible. And if you look at data more closely, especially data from vaccines, sadly, and again, we're vaccinated. Like I was vaccinated in the United States as a child too, and thank
Mhm.
God. But there are statistics that do prove that some children, the mass of what's happening attacks their nervous system and it does change something. Are some children born with disabilities? Yes. Nature versus nurture. There's all kinds of things. But to say it doesn't give that is wrong because there is something. Both the food, the environment, our lifestyle here is playing into these things happening. I
Mhm.
believe so.
And when it comes to healthy eating, it is really difficult. I mean, it
I
is
agree.
first of all
And expensive. Most
expensive.
people.
Absolutely, I think that's spot on. And if you like to have junk food, it is all over the place. It's so easy to get. Every single
So easy.
corner is everywhere.
Yeah.
And just to your point, like chips and anything like unhealthy, very accessible to kids, and they do it on purpose. Like when they enter, it's always in the lower side of the shelf on purpose, so they can just grab it, right? So
So strategic on their part, but like you're killing the nation. It's
yes,
terrible.
yes, yes. Unfortunately, I mean, not my favorite marketing practice, and also to yes, because I'm a marketer by education. That marketing is in my DNAs, but just marketing towards kids is pretty sensitive subject for me.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to, also to your point, finding a healthy food and finding healthy food is not easy. Even if you find it, it is expensive. So
Yeah.
in a sense, trying to stay healthy is pretty expensive business nowadays, individually.
Agree. Agree.
So it's not getting any easy. That's
No,
what I'm seeing. So, but then personally, we gotta take care of ourselves. We gotta take care of our families. That doesn't change. It looks like that's how it is nowadays.
of course.
Um, all right. So I like to learn about your take on the impact of AI. How do you see AI uh, impacting businesses based on your professional observation?
There is a lot of interesting AI coming out right now, especially for therapeutic businesses. So I was at a conference not so long ago, and there was a software that was more targeted for physical therapy and occupational therapy, we'll say. So you could download the app on your phone. So myself as a company could buy this app. And when children come for therapy or maybe post therapy as homework at home, because kids love video games. You set up the app, computer screen, iPad, iPhone, whatever. It measures the body, the size of the person. You put in like their age, demographic, and everything. And then you can pick levels. So in the video, it's a cartoon, and the body, the person has to like climb up the wall, pick up a ball, throw a ball, pretend to swim, and they're utilizing their body to do these things. Really cool. The kid is essentially playing the video game with themselves. And at the end of the round, it gives you measurable data, like your left arm was weaker than your right arm, your core wasn't strong here, you needed to duck faster, your ability to, reaction and response is slow, whatever. And then that's how you work in physical therapy, speech, occupational therapy, to enhance those capabilities. So it's really great for strengthening and a great tool to get children engaged at home rather than sitting on their iPad or whatever. They're standing doing something, they're functioning in the video game. So to me, that is like a brilliant AI, because you are giving them the tools that you need to work on the goals we're setting, but you're also letting them play this video game, quote unquote. They don't realize that it's not really a video game. Super cool AI. That's functional. And they're working to make sure it's billable so insurance can cover it, which is great for a clinic, because if we're utilizing a software, we want everybody to be able to do it. And if they're already paying for insurance and we can get it covered, they're more likely to take it. So that's a great tactic. Other than that, the use of AI in creating, so say a child came to me and I just completed an evaluation, I could talk through the evaluation the entire time and it would give me a great summary report that I could build off of. So it saves a lot of time rather than having to sit down like the old days and type up the entire thing. We always say, oh, in 3 to 5 days, we'll give you the report. Well, I could do it that day. So it's so time enhancing, which is incredible. They've yet to come up with a cool speech tool for AI. I'd love to see one. I'd love to make one. If there's anyone out there that wants to link with me, I'd love to do that, where we could measure positioning and sounds. There are apps that help kids learn sounds and words that are more playful, but not in measurability. So I'd love to see that.
Well, is there any AI system that you've seen that help about that helps for the IEP, how to put together the goals
Well,
for each
so,
child?
and that's another project that I work on. So I am the owner of the confidentiepparent.com. And if there's parents out there, and this is a nationwide opportunity,
Mhm.
not just in Pennsylvania, like Kidology at the moment, but the Confident IEP Parent is what I do. I'm a child and family advocate, and I've worked on so many IEPs and so many education plans that if parents are out there seeking advice, maybe it's their first IEP meeting or their first child's getting special needs care or the school is not cooperating with their needs, please reach out to me. You can join our mailing list. You get a free, there's a free handout, and then you join in. We have new programs and modules launching where you can learn how to come to the IEP meeting and wow them and get everything that you want. So I do teach that. And if you really need VIP care, reach out to me. I will do my best to get involved closer into your
Can you
situation.
please repeat the website that you mentioned?
Yes, it's the confident IEP parent.com. TheConfident IEP PARENT. The confident IEP parent.com. It's also on Instagram. So you can take a look. But
Uh,
in that regard, when you're speaking about AI, so similarly, after a session, like I said, you can write up the report. I don't think that AI can so accurately capture all of the needs, all of the observations for a child. It's more about compiling. So you need to be a good journalist. My old career. But you need to be able to really document properly what is happening, what's being, shown to you about the child to create the proper goals. So I don't think AI is fully capable to do that just yet. It's a great leadway, and then you have to be able to take your education, go in, edit it, and make sure that it's suitable for the kiddo, because we need a measurable goal. And if it's too much or too little, you don't want to set up the person for failure, but you also don't want to set them up to achieve their goals and really they're not fixing anything. So you have to be very strategic.
Absolutely. And I'll also bring the site on the screen, confident
IEP parent.
IEPparent.com. So anyone interested in learning more about Luba's services and her help through this website about how to put together an IEP, individual education plan or program, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And this is really challenging for many parents to put together an IEP because each child is different, and what's going to be the educational goal, because that's going to be It's going to be
But
asked to you by
the school puts it together, but parents don't
yes,
always agree, and then nobody wants to listen to them
yes,
because they
yes,
don't know what to say.
yes. I think that's going to be a great resource in that sense, and I'm glad that you mentioned it, and I put it on the screen for our audience. That's
Thank
a
you.
great conversation. Absolutely, I thank you for your service. Well, so speaking of AI, as we see nowadays, AI is replacing jobs or functionalities day by day. That's what we are observing. Also, my background is business software. We also offer AI-powered software systems. I'm also more on the sales, marketing, operational side of software business. But fundamentally, it looks like AI is changing the business world step by step. That's what we are seeing in slow motion. So my question for you is, what will be the jobs that AI can never replace today and in the future?
While it would be amazing to program an AI bot or AI Luba to go on and talk to someone, and that heart is not going to be there. And I think a lot of families, especially when their children are getting therapy, whether it's online or in person, they're really looking for that connection because connection drives progress. And if you have an AI bot, I just don't know that it would give off that same capability, which could not give the same progress. Yes, you'll be in a consistent situation, which is good because the person will always show up. The AI bot will always be there. People get sick, people get into car accident, like things happen in life, but the AI is always available. So that's a winning thing. But if you look at the cons, the personal connection, building rapport, understanding the interests on a more deep level of like what a child actually likes or what a person needs in order to be successful in their therapies. While I think AI can definitely enhance speech OTPT therapies, I just don't feel it's replaceable at this time. There
Yes,
still needs to be human connection.
yes. When I'm listening to you, actually, I was thinking about that as well when I was listening to you because so AI is eventually a piece of software system, and that's a tool fundamentally. So it can never replace you because you're an educator, you believe in it, the sincerity is there, the positive energy is there, the human touch, the connection is
Right.
there. So the machine cannot replace it at all. I will just imagining having an AI copy of you as an assistant, as a complementary tool
Kevin, we need to
to
talk
help
about
you.
this. I would like one of
Yeah,
those.
yeah.
Can you
That's
make it for me, please?
let me talk to our software production
This
team.
is
So
a
let's do it
serious,
together.
this is a need. Okay, I need that.
Yeah, I mean, you said that's even possible actually nowadays with AI agents. You can just create AI agents similar to you. You just need to prompt it, right? So what are you going to answer? So certain things may be helpful to parents that you can train the AI tool. Certain things you don't want AI to get involved. You say, hey, refer it to Luba. That's as much as I can help you, but please meet with Luba. And for now, that's all I know. So you can also set the boundaries. So it's not going to talk about everything
Okay.
anything, but then you can also set the boundaries, but it's gonna be working 24 hours. That's what's cool about it. That's why I like the AI agents because they work 24 hours,
It's
no sick
pretty
days,
cool.
no off days or anything like that. So if you prompt it with a certain boundary, can be a pretty cool tool. That's what I was imagining. But it's just you gotta practice these things, right? So if
I
it's
would like
good on
to speak about this with you.
all right, sounds good. All right, let's do that. Okay, well, let's continue our conversation if that's okay. So as much as you're an educator,
Yes.
special needs education educator, and to me it's actually very special because it's very difficult job. I know, firsthand, and you gotta really love it. It has to come from your heart. So in addition to having these skills and profession, you're also a business person. You just talk about your business, how you are growing, which is fascinating. So based on your professional experience, how to survive crisis and uncertainty in business?
That's a really tough question. So I think early on, I maybe wouldn't have survived because you have to have a for rainy day surplus because especially right now, the way Cadology operates, we have 78 people working here, 78 providers,
Mhm.
16-person administration. That is a big group of people to say, hey,
True.
I can't pay you. That's bad. So I did have a situation early on when in COVID we were able to pivot and we did a lot of things online. And there is a, teletherapy market, which we were not part of then. But after COVID, I think everyone in therapy became a teletherapy market. But then we slowly transitioned back because our business is in person. So we were able to shift and pivot to survive at that point. Plus, it actually helped us to grow because at that moment, we were able to take clients further out that we wouldn't usually be able to see because everybody was sitting at home and they could work on the computer. So it didn't matter where they were. So it's a little bit of a different model, but in that regard, during COVID, like that's an example of what I did to survive. There was a time when one of my vendors, and we do contract with vendors, not only insurance, but one of my vendors couldn't pay us for 7 months. And we were seeing services every day for 7 months. They owed me a very hefty 6-figure sum of money by the end of the time. I paid everybody. I paid every single person up until the day that they paid me back. And it came really close to that 7-month mark, though, that I called the state because I said, I'm not sure. When are you paying? You keep saying you're going to pay. You keep saying you're going to pay. I'm being advised to stop seeing your kids altogether, but I don't want to do that. Myself as a individual who cares for families, who understands the value of consistency and care and support, can't just cut people off. It's wrong. I understand that. So we kept working, but our bank account was just like lower and lower. I mean, 7 months, 6-figure sum is a lot of money. And this was like when I was in maybe the 5 or 6 year mark. This isn't today. And I was nervous. I was already thinking to go to the bank and take out, some sort of loan because I wasn't sure, but they finally paid it. But 7-month dent, not everyone will survive that. And I was brave. I didn't panic. And I think that helped me above the bar because had I started to drown, I would have lost control of the situation. I would have lost faith. And I probably would have stopped working with those kids, but we didn't. So I think that in hard times, you need to really reevaluate the whole situation, get in contact with the people who are supposed to maybe pay you or whatever the situation might be to understand, be informed, and make your decisions from there rather than act emotionally because, oh my God, I'm not being paid. Well, anybody would freak out. That's your livelihood. I didn't get paid for 7 months. Everybody else did. Because the owner eats last.
Yes, well, that brings my next question, the leadership. So how do you define leadership and how a good leader should be?
I think that a strong and good leader knows how to hold and carry a vision in a way that helps to motivate others. You're a teacher. A leader's a teacher. You're showing the way. You're the front. So you have to be strong. You have to be dedicated. And you have to be able to utilize that to motivate others. And I think that's what makes the best leader.
How about your role models and mentors? Have you had any role models, any mentors who help you shape your career journey, your career perspective over the years?
I'll be honest, when I was a little girl, so the person I looked up to the most was my mom. And she was an amazing role model to me. She passed from cancer a few years ago, so it's really hard because I wish she could see me here today, but I know she's with me. But she and I used to watch Oprah Winfrey show, and that was a huge motivation to me too. And I used to say to people, I'm like Oprah, I'm Luba, just add an H to my name. It would be Lubah. But I think crazy enough that stayed. Because look at me today. I'm obviously not Oprah. I don't have a show. Well, I do. I have the Growth Lab podcast.
Well, you never know. You're on this podcast, so you're on the way.
I'm just on my journey. But I also help people. I also come from, a backstory, immigrant story. Oprah had her story. But she was definitely a motivator to me as a child growing up because I looked at that. My mom and I watched her every day after school at 4:00. She was on TV. And then today, finally, I could say for years in business, I didn't have any mentors or role models. And now I've had 2 very powerful mentors and I still work with one now. And I think her positioning and her ability to keep me focused and create clarity for me is very motivating and keeps me really up there as a leader. So I didn't ever value and understand the importance of mentorship as I do today.
If there is one key career lesson that you learned the hard way, what would it be that you can share with us?
I think that as a leader, there are times you want to crumble and cry and fall too, and that's okay. You should, because each time you do fall, you have a bad time or a bad moment. The only way up, the only way to fix it is up, so you have to climb back out of that hole. Imagine yourself falling into the tunnels of under the street, and now you're climbing up. And every time you fall like that, you come up stronger, more knowledge is with you because you've now learned and you're rebuilding, recreating each time. And that's the best lesson just there, because if you're constantly on like a positive path and nothing's happening, you're not straying, you're not falling, it's just not real.
If you had a podcast, who would you like to interview in your
I do
podcast?
have a podcast.
There
It's
you
called
go.
the Birth Lab Podcast.
Okay,
It's
perfect.
fairly
So who would
new.
you like to interview in your podcast?
I am dying to interview Mel Robbins and Jay Shetty. And I've met Jay Shetty. He's awesome. They both have a manifestation, mindset, spiritual type of podcast. They both teach lessons, and I would love to talk with them closer.
Can you tell
I
us about
listen to
your
them all the time. So,
Can you tell us about your podcast a little bit?
yes, I started it last January. No, like a year ago. About my 1 year will be in January. So stay tuned. I'll let you know what's going to happen. But it's about impact, mom entrepreneurship, and people that are be able to scale their businesses. And then coming this year for the next season, I did do a little bit of a shift because I really want to now come out not just as the owner of Kidology and the Confident IAP Parent, but a personal brand. So Luba, who's a speech expert, a founder of a business, and a child and family advocate. And I want to bring on more people that are in that same mental space, education space, and people who are, entrepreneurs and parents, or people who have scaled a practice from nothing. I didn't come from money. I didn't come from this. I made my own path. And I want to share that information, but also talk to people that are like minded and who share expertise about child development and things of that nature.
Is there a book, a show, a movie that helped you shape your career perspective over the years?
I really enjoyed the book Rocket Fuel. It's by Gino Wickman, and it's a business book, but also inspiring for people who maybe want to start a business or are trying to understand. It really dives into the skills between a visionary and an integrator, and how to fuse those things and why you need two of them in order to thrive in business. It's an amazing book.
What is your biggest passions and interests outside of work?
I would say travel is definitely a big passion of mine. I love to travel and see new places. I have this dream to experience the places that I love in all the seasons. So, like, I'd want to go to Paris in spring, summer, winter, and fall and see it in all the seasons, because it kind of gives you that feeling that you've lived there or something. So, love traveling. I love to try new food and try to cook food. I'm not the best cook, but I do try. I do try. And I really just enjoy being at the beach. I love the outdoors, and I enjoy just like the songs, the sounds, and the situation there. I love to swim. Yeah, things like that.
If you had a chance to go back history, personally or historically, to what time period would you like to go back and why?
I think that I've lived in the past. I definitely feel that I'm born again, and I come from like being, I don't know, an heiress to some Italian villa. So I'm not sure what time period that would be, but definitely 1900s Baroque, like art time. Yes. I learned
Was
about
it?
that in college a long time
Oh,
ago, so I'm not even
yes.
sure what period Baroque art is in anymore, but that time.
Okay, sounds about right. Well, what is the best advice
Jewels, think a lot of jewels.
that what is the best advice that you ever received?
The best advice I ever received is that it only takes one person to believe in you to get somewhere. And a lot of people, they try really hard, they don't get somewhere, they try really hard, they don't get somewhere, and they give up. Don't give up, because that one person that's going to believe in you is out there. And maybe it's even yourself.
That's really inspiring. And what is the worst advice that you ever received?
Give up. You don't need it. Stop what you're doing. No, I don't take any advice, let alone bad advice. So I can't even really answer that question solidly.
So, is there any question that you expected me to ask you, but I didn't, that you like me to ask you?
You didn't ask where I see myself in the next 5 to 10 years.
Okay. Where do you see yourself in next 5 to 10 years?
Because I do work with heart and do everything with heart, and I want to help international populations, I think that this personal brand is going to become, you know, an international name. And I hope that through it, you'll see my children's books out, and the company Kidology becomes a national company, or maybe international too. But this is just a really big, bright beginning for me. So you'll see me. You'll recognize my name again.
Absolutely. That's great. Well, also very exciting and inspiring, I have to say. Well, any question you would like to ask me in this podcast?
Will you make me an AI bot?
Okay, to be determined. Yes, we'll have this conversation.
How
Absolutely.
long ago did you come from Turkey?
Well, so I'm originally from Istanbul. So my journey started in 1999.
1999.
Yeah,
Okay, wow.
yeah, I
So you're
was.
pretty fresh still.
Yeah, well, thank you.
I, but you're doing so much, so congratulations to you.
Appreciate it. Thank you for your support. Well, so I'm gonna ask you to share a question with me after this episode, and I'm gonna ask you to share a question, leave a question with me for the next guest, and I'll
Okay.
ask you the question coming from the previous guest,
Okay.
which we may be answering earlier, but let me know. If there is one person that you like to meet in the world, who would
Oh
be
my God.
in person?
That is a hard question.
Yes, this is coming from our previous guest. So
I want to meet a lot of people, but I think at this very moment today, I want to meet and sit and chat with Donald Trump, the
okay.
president of the United States.
All right, sounds great. Well, for those who like to continue this conversation with you, who like to be in touch with you, what is the best way to be in touch with you? You can share any information about your website, email,
Yeah.
LinkedIn, whatever you like to share with our listeners and viewers.
I am all over social media. I'm on LinkedIn. You can find me at Luba Patlak. We have a website for Kidology, which is www.kidologyinc.com. You can access all of the information about the business there, our bus there. I also have a website, lubapatlak.com, which has all of the projects that I'm working on, the website to Kidology, the website to Confident IAP Parent, anything else I'm doing, which you can go on and see. On there, you are able to fill out an inquiry to chat with me or book me for speaking. I do also have a strong social media on TikTok and Instagram. I'm known as the Kidology Queen. KIDOLOGYQUEEN. People can direct message me there and I will always respond. I also highly encourage people to go into our Kidology Inc. Instagram because you can see what we do day to day in our clinic and meet providers. And if someone's interested in becoming a speech therapist, occupational, physical, or ABA, there's a lot of information on there about that as well. So those are all great ways to get in contact with us.
Thank you for sharing these. And before we leave, we have a networking event coming up that is scheduled on scheduled for December 19, and it's gonna start at 9:30 a.m. I'll also invite you. That's our monthly online
Awesome.
networking event. So what is cool about this event is that we facilitate these events for professionals to meet, and at the same time, it's live on the American Business Podcast in front of
Okay.
thousands of the American Business Podcast viewers and listeners. So I'll definitely invite you, and if you're available, please join us on December 19th. Thank you so much for being with us, Luba. Thank you for sharing your professional insights with us and professional wisdom with us. I truly appreciate it, and I wish you a great weekend. And let's stay in touch for the AI conversation.
Thanks so much, Kevin.
Yes, pleasure is all mine, and I wish you a great weekend. Thank you so much. Well, to our audience and to our listeners, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. I like it very much. Well, if you like it, please make sure to like and support us on YouTube. If you like to share your thoughts, you can also share your thoughts on YouTube as well in the comments box. If you haven't done so, you can just scan this QR code and join us on YouTube. Please subscribe. It means a lot. It's a great help for us. And we love to hear from you. That your feedback is also very important for us. Well, in the American Business Podcast, we keep the content educational. And also, it is important to remember that as professionals, we need to improve ourselves, continuous improvement. And one way to do it is to learn from other business professionals, just like we did today and we do in every single the American business podcast episodes. So in that sense, your subscriptions on YouTube is going to be really helpful for us. I can tell you right now. If you like to be a guest in the American Business Podcast, you can send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. We also welcome advertisers and sponsors. As you know, we are getting more sponsors and supporters in recent months. We truly appreciate. And you can join us and you can send us an email, americanbusinesspodcast@gmail.com. We definitely welcome this conversation. We love to support your organization and partner with you. I like to also invite you to our website, americanpodcast.tv. On our website, you can get the latest information about our coming episodes, about our guests, and conversations that we'll have, subjects and topics. And we update our website on weekly basis. And I'd like to thank you for your support. As you know, now we are YouTube Silver Award winning podcast, a business podcast. We are in top 1% in YouTube business category. We are growing fast, and I truly appreciate your support. All right, what else is happening? Let's talk about our sponsors and supporters. All right, I'm gonna pull up my list. Well, Anywhere Apps. If you are in business, you need business software. Consider Anywhere Apps. Anywhere Apps designed for businesses that are growing. Small and mid-sized companies appreciate Anywhere Apps. They have a wide range of business software products under Anywhere Apps, such as CRM systems for sales and marketing, as well as if you are operating contracts, they are also specialized in contract management. Also, if you are in a manufacturing industry, Anywhere Apps also offer manufacturing software systems as well. So whether you are in manufacturing or you're in professional services, Anywhere Apps offer the software that you need for your success and for your growth. I have the QR code on the screen. You can visit their website, and when you get in touch with them, make sure American Business Podcast send you to the Anywhere Apps. If you're in an industry that's highly regulated, healthcare, aerospace, defense, when it is time for you to recycle your electronics, consider Popish USA. They are specialized in sustainability solutions. They have a secure facility to recycle your electronics, clean up your hard drive, as well as your laptop and any other electronics that you have. They perform these in a secure facility, and they also provide you certifications and reports and proof that actually recycling and cleaning data took place. I also had the pleasure of meeting with them and being in their facilities. They have a secure facility, and more importantly, that's a great company. You love working with them. Great people. Popish USA. I have their QR code on the screen. You can scan. You can access their website and learn more about it and what they do and their services. And make sure, if you get in touch with them, make sure the American Business Podcast send you to Popish USA. If you are interested in putting together events for team building and team bonding, consider Spot Corp Events. They are specialized in event management for team building purposes. And one of the cool things about their experience is they work with different organizations, different industries for team building activities. I have your QR code on the screen. You should be in touch with them and tell them the American Business Podcast send you. All right, Live to Lead conference is coming up January 23rd, 2026. Joseph B. Camp will be with us. He will be leading this leadership event. He is a leadership group, Joseph Beauchamp. He's a great speaker, very inspirational. I had the pleasure of being in one of his presentations, and you love this event for leadership and building leadership qualities. This is scheduled for January 23rd, 2026. I have the QR code on the screen. You can scan the QR code and sign up for it. I'm also planning to be there. And so if you go, hopefully also we can meet in person. All right, that's it for this episode. Thank you very much for being with us. Another episode is coming right after. So stay tuned. Thank you very much.